What's going on, everybody? Yours truly here, and today I wanted to ask the question, and that is, did NBA 2K18 fail this year? Is it too early to be asking this question? Well, whether that may be the case or not, I'm gonna go and give some reasons on why I feel like NBA 2K18 didn't do as well as it possibly could have. Now, before I get into the video, I just want to say that this is only one person's opinion. You know, whether you agree with it or not, it is what it is. I'm just saying how I feel on the game. Now, in my opinion, I feel like every 2K after 2K16 has been sort of a downgrade, with 2K17 and 18 not being as good as it possibly could have. Now, one thing 2K does every year is hype us up for the game, showing us trailers of, you know, the player models and the game modes, and this year it was the neighborhood, but they always hide the fact of how good the gameplay actually is. But with that being said, I'm gonna dive into the topic on why I feel like NBA 2K18 might have failed this year. And if we're starting off with the smaller things, I feel like the lack of game modes within this game is one reason that just makes 2K so boring early off for me personally, as well as lacking features. Like, usually in the top right it will show your VC balance. They didn't even add that this year. The only possible way of viewing your VC balance that I'm aware of is if you go into my career in the neighborhood, or if you go into my team. That's the only way you can view your VC balance. Just something as simple as that they couldn't even add into the game, I think is just mind-blowing, especially with how difficult it is to, one, get VC, and two, how expensive it is to upgrade your player in my career. So the fact that they couldn't even add that is just crazy. And maybe this is just me, but I feel like the 2Ks on last gen had more features and just more game modes for you to experiment with. You see the Jordan challenge and creating a legend. This is NBA 2K11. It just feel like it had more to offer than the current gen 2Ks do now. And moving on to the my career aspect of grinding badges, I feel like that we should only have to grind for badges that are secondary. As far as key badges go, I just feel like as soon as we get it to bronze, we're able to pay VC to upgrade them to gold, and then we grind for them to get them to Hall of Fame. That's just my personal opinion on how I think it should be. But as far as secondary badges, those are the ones that we can grind for and probably get to silver or gold or whatever the case may be. I just feel like make it a little less time consuming to get our main badges to as high as it can be, because I've played a lot of games, especially Pro-Am, and I've still yet to unlock gold badges in my primary arc. So I feel like they should do it how 2K17 did, where you were able to upgrade them to gold and then grind to Hall of Fame. And another thing that just really made me frustrated with 2K is the amount of VC that you have to spend just to upgrade your player to make him decent. At least it costs more VC to upgrade your player than it ever has in any previous 2K, and that's just, it's crazy. And you can see on the screen that it already takes 107,000 VC just to upgrade my player by 8 overalls, and that's just layups, dunks, mid-range, and three-pointers. I know I'm taking my three-pointers and mid-range to a long way, but 107,000 VC just to get to 68, that's why. And the conclusion of this is that it takes 190,000 VC just to get to an 85 overall. That's not even 99, that's not even 90 at least. This is where 2K's marketing ideas come from. They make us see how much effort it's gonna take just to grind to get to a decent overall. So the people who doesn't want to do all that, they just take the easy way out and buy VC, $50 worth. And that's how 2K does it. Not to mention, people want to buy animations, clothes, haircuts, even tattoos are expensive. I remember I went into the tattoo store just to get a couple of tattoos, and one of them costed about 1,000 VC, and I could have sworn back then that same tattoo was probably around 250 VC. But now it's just, I mean, 2K, they just want the money, plain and simple. It's not fair to us as fans who buy the game and want to have an enjoyable experience. I mean, because when you play games, you're supposed to be having fun. But me personally, when I play 2K, I'm literally growing gray hairs. Like, this game is stressful. That's just how this game is. And remember last year in 2K17 when everyone found out that their 90 overall my player isn't actually a 90 overall once they put it the same stats on a creative player? They did the same thing again. I took the exact same attributes I have on my player, who is an 88 overall, put it on a creative player, and he comes out to be an 80. I mean, they're just cheating people out of all this money for your player to still be subpar. I don't know if pay to win is the right phrase to use, but I'm just gonna go with that, because because that's what it seems like for 2K. And I know one thing people have probably been waiting to hear is gameplay. And I'm not one to complain about gameplay too much for 2K, but with this one, it was the icing on the cake, because I mean, playing online is just unfair from the archetypes and not being able to play defense. Defense is non-existent in my opinion, and you just wouldn't believe the things that I've seen playing this game online. I've seen goaltending not being called when the ball is going through the basket and it gets swatted out and nothing happens. And I know a lot of people like to say the servers suck. Well, here's a good example. I mean, I'm playing on a wired connection. My internet isn't the best, but I've never seen anything like this happen in Pro-Am, where I'm the only one who's taking control. Everybody else isn't there. And not to mention that there's already been about 4 or 5 patches within a month and a half of the game's release. It's just not a good look. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video on why I feel like NBA 2K18 might have failed this year. I know it probably sounded like more of a rant, but I'm only stating the truth and just how I feel about the game overall. I wouldn't say the game is just bad, like it's just that bad, but it just could have been a lot better. And this could have been a very good game, but it just didn't turn out how everyone had hoped. I mean, deleted mind players, unskippable cutscenes, and I just hope moving forward 2K makes the game enjoyable and fair for everyone. Not to mention on the Xbox store, this game has a either 1 or 2 star rating, and it's just crazy how this game turned out to be. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, because it really motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing. If you didn't enjoy the video, then let me know how I can make it more enjoyable for others. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, because just like liking the video, it really motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing. Other than that, I was yours truly, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
Bitch, sit down.
Nobody pray for me. They not there for me. Yeah.
Hold up, little bitch, sit down.